Hi everyone, it's another edition of Tuesdays with Polly. So I'm just out and about our long promised field trip, and so just kind of wanted to get you a glimpse of, an idea of what we're going to be talking about today, which is multifamily homes. All right, so apologies. I know today's a little bit, again, we're out and about, we're in the streets, we're hitting the pavement, and so with multifamily homes. A lot of people ask that, and I've seen some success stories, to be quite honest with you. I've seen both sides of, having a multifamily home, of being a landlord. Growing up, my father owned several different properties. My brother has been a landlord. His first home purchase was a multifamily home. And so I've seen, like I said, I've seen the pluses and minuses. The pluses are you buy a property, you move into one side, and you rent out the other side. And oftentimes the rental income can equal or come pretty close to your full mortgage payment, your full taxes, and your full homeowner's insurance. Just in the last few months, I've helped 3 different buyers. 2 of them were first-time home buyers, and they made that decision to buy a multifamily home as their first home, and they love it. The results have been great. I actually helped them to get to find some good tenants. The advantage to working with a realtor is that now you also have a great pool of people for tenants as well. So Real Living, obviously we can help find renters for anybody, but especially for our clients who are buyers who are buying a multifamily home. You can also work with us, hire us to handle the process of rental as well. One of the things I wanted to discuss, though, is that, a lot of people ask me, and they always focus on the positive stories. They always hear the great things. Oh, I started with a multifamily. Now I own 25 homes and I'm a multimillionaire and it's all been great. Well, there's a lot of things to take into consideration. First, the legal consideration of becoming a landlord. When you are a landlord, lead paint laws, equal housing, there's a lot of different things to take into account when you're looking at becoming a landlord. The other potential negative is that as the landlord, when you are making a decision to buy a home, you need to plan accordingly for any periods where you're not receiving timely rent from your tenants, where your apartment is empty when a lease ends, and let's say it does take a little while to find new tenants for your property. You're going to have to make sure that you can budget to make the full mortgage payment without that rental income. There's also some tax benefits. And again, I'm not an accountant. Talk to your accountant, but there's some tax benefits. A lot of the work that you do to the home, even if you're living on one side, if you're renting out one half of the home, a lot of those things are going to be tax deductible. A lot of the improvements that you make to your home will be tax deductible. So you do get some tax advantages to that when you are the owner of the multifamily home and you're renting out part of the home. It's a great, great way. I'm a big proponent of, if you are worried about potentially making a mortgage payment, especially if you're coming from a rental situation yourself, the mortgage payment, the taxes, the insurance, you're a little bit concerned with doing some of the home improvement taking on some of the home improvement costs that you've never had to pay for before because you've been renting. It can be a great way to sort of transition into home ownership. So again, always, think of the negatives and the positives. Even if you're not working with me, make sure that you kind of ask all the right questions with your realtor. A lot of the process is the same. You're going to get pre-approved for a mortgage. The mortgage company is going to take into account potential rental income. If the property is already rented, great. If it's not, then they'll ask your realtor to kind of get an idea of what the market value for that type of apartment would be rental-wise. And, you'll do an inspection and you'll get your mortgage closing, and then you'll work on either introducing yourself to your tenants or finding some new tenants. So it can be a great, great way to get into your first home. It can be a great way to get that, continual flow of income, and really a great legacy to leave for family members, for children, because they can end up obviously taking over that home and kind of setting them up in a great financial position as well. But we always want to think of, it's never as easy as it sounds. There's always some potential pitfalls and some concerns that you want to make sure and questions that you want to make sure that you ask yourself, like, can I handle this mortgage payment on my own if I'm not getting rental income for an extended period of time? Am I prepared to be a landlord, to handle any of the repairs, any of the emergencies that may arise as a landlord? So again, any other further questions, please feel free to reach out to me. As always, it's been a pleasure, and we'll see you next week.